Good evening and welcome to the hour dedicated to talking about all things strange, weird, and paranormal. You're listening to Strange Talk, broadcasting on 1660 AM in Northside and 91.7 FMHD2 WVXU in Cincinnati. We're also streaming at radioartifact.com around the entire planet Earth. The intro track to this episode and most of our episodes is the Strange Talk intro by Starsilk. And I'm your host, Alyx.
And I'm your co-host, Creature.
And you'll notice that Creature sounds a little different because we're trying out a new call-in feature. So we're getting that crackly, phone quality that you know and love so much. But yeah, we figured we haven't done open lines in a while. We'll see if this new call-in feature works and go from there. But we thought, as a good test cue into being able to take call-ins a little more organically, that we would talk about déjà vu and premonitions tonight. So if you've ever had déjà vu or a premonition, we'd like to hear from you. So I guess you before we started said that people mix up déjà vu and premonitions all the time. What would you say the difference is?
I would say that the difference is that déjà vu is the sense that you've been somewhere before, which a lot of people are like, oh, I've had a dream about this. That's déjà vu. That's not déjà vu. If you have a dream or you like a vision, that is a premonition. That is a separate thing from déjà vu.
Okay. So then,
I believe.
What's a premonition then?
For example, say like you have a premonition of like vaguely something happening in the future. You may not even realize that it's a premonition until it happens. But you'll have been like, I've been here. I've experienced this before in a dream, as opposed to like déjà vu, which is like something separate of like, oh, this has happened before. I believe there's some people have tried to give a scientific lean to déjà vu, but
interesting.
I would say those are, I'd say those are probably the key differences.
I think the thing for me is I've always considered them the same thing because I usually experience déjà vu. So like, I think I've talked about this before on the show. Sometimes I will have dreams where, this thing happens up to and including me realizing it's happening and knowing that I can't stop it. And then it happens, either the next day or a week later or a month later, up to and including me realizing that I'm having this happening and trying to stop it, but then the thing happening anyway. So I always called that déjà vu because it has felt like I've been there before because I've seen it before and realized it was happening and was just like, and it's always like, it's never anything catastrophic. It's always something like really inane. Like one of the first early ones I remember having was being in the backseat of a car on the drive down to Florida and staring out the window at the sky, and us on the highway passing a man walking. And I was like, that's weird. There should not be a man walking on the highway. And that's like one of the earliest premonitions / deja vu experiences I've had, where it's kind of both for me.
See, that's the thing for me, is I have the the exact same thing, as to where you have dreams, and then you later on during the day, you're like, oh, like I've experienced this before in a dream. Yeah. I guess it's funny because what I was thinking, one of mine is also riding in a car, but it was like through the woods. But I would say the big difference between the two is I feel like you can have deja vu without having the dreams. Just that sense of like, I've been here before. There's something similar about this.
Yeah.
As opposed to like premonitions, which are more like a prophetic thing. So I guess I would say that like deja vu comes with premonitions, but premonitions don't necessarily trigger deja vu, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So it's they can go together. They don't have to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people say deja vu when they mean premonition.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always used them interchangeably, but that's because I am experiencing kind of both at the same time.
Yeah. They're working in tandem, yeah.
Yeah. And working to make my life in tandem today. Significantly weirder. The older I get, the more that I will realize it's happening, and then I'll be like, well, I'm going to do this instead because that seems like the opposite of what I'm going to do, and then that'll be part of it too. And then usually shortly after that is where that little weirdness ends.
See, that's the thing, is they're so inane on my part.
It's so freaking weird.
They're so inane that I'm just like, eh. Like, I've just gotten to a point now where like, oh, I've dreamed about this, and I just keep doing what I'm doing.
See, I always try to stop it just because I'm like, I want to be able to figure out if I can. Like, if I can interrupt the process there.
See, for me, it's always been like, oh, like, I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah.
It's never like, that's always the thing, that it's always like, I love in movies where people have these like prophetic dreams. It's always this like deep like thing going on.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, really? I was like listening to Black Sabbath playing on Steam. Like, I don't really, I don't really know how this affects anything, but okay.
Yeah.
But I did have a friend in high school who I mentioned to you before the show.
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned having a similar thing to us, but she said she actively tried to change things and that she was successful, but that it made her look weird.
Well, yeah.
So,
yeah, because you have to do the opposite of what you think you do. So normally it's something pretty weird, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think like, I don't know. I've always been like, go with the wave at that point. I mean, I guess if there's ever like anything bad or important, I'll try and stop it. But like,
yeah.
But yeah. No, I was gonna say, how long have you known that you've had like these interactions?
Oh, I mean, that's happened my whole life. It's just never been like, because it's always something like really mundane, so I've never really like thought much of it. I just assumed it was a weird thing that happens to everybody. Yeah. One of the weirdest ones that I ever had was I had a dream about the layout of a friend of mine's house, and then her birthday party was that weekend, and I walked in. It was like an apartment, and I walked in, and I was like, okay, yeah, and the bathroom's right here on the left, right when you walk in. The kitchen's here. It's like a half counter. There's a rooster statue sitting on top of the fridge, and then the living room, there's like the doors that go right out and just into the parking lot, basically. And it was weird because, I like walked in her apartment and was like, oh, I know the entire layout of your apartment for no reason. Like, at one point while we were hanging out, she was like, oh, the bathroom's over there. And I was like, I know. Yeah. I was like, I don't know why, but I know.
I was going to say, that's interesting. Yeah. I feel like if I told my dreams, that it would be the radio equivalent of forcing people to look at your slideshows from your vacation from 4 years ago.
Oh, I have strange, like, my premonition, déjà vu dreams, whatever they are very tame, but my, like, actual normal dreams are just, like, bizarro.
See,
but I am not capable.
On topic. Oh.
Well, I was gonna say I'm not capable of lucid dreaming, though. I have tried for so long, and it is not working out for me. I'm trying real hard, but it is not working out in the slightest.
I have a friend who has always claimed to be like always lucid dream.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've managed to do something once or twice in a dream, but like, again, nothing of any substance. I think like I was skyboarding and I kept trying to do a flip and I knew I was dreaming and I kept repeating the part in my head till I got the flip right.
Yeah.
And I've never skyboarded ever, by the way. I'm terrified of heights.
Same.
So I'm not sure, not sure where that came from, but I did it. I did it at one point. So there you go.
There we go.
I remember waking up kind of grumpy halfway through that and then falling immediately back to sleep to keep trying. But no, I was going to say, have you guys ever talked about like dream interpretation?
Yeah, we had a dream interpreter come on the show.
Oh, not too long ago, too, right?
No. Years back, it was when it was me and Jordan and Dan. I'm blanking on her name right now. She was so lovely because I had never met her in person, and then that year we all went to Mothman Fest, and I actually got to meet her there, and it was really cool.
Oh, nice.
She was so nice, and I remember something about the post office. I think she worked at the post office, but then also interpreted dreams. I'll have to go back to that episode and see her name, because she was a friend of Jordan and Dan's, and she was so nice. I'd love to have her on again.
I guess we definitely live in a gig economy, huh?
Well, I don't know that she did that for money. I think that was something she did for the love of doing it.
Yeah.
I would love to just send her all of my like most recent dreams and go, what do you make of this?
She might have some interesting input on this whole conversation as well.
Yeah. I can also pull up, so we keep a sort of friend dream journal where anytime anyone has a weird dream, we go and send it in here and go, what is wrong with you? So, okay, yeah, here's the weirdest one that I had. Actually, I had this dream on 9/11. It was the last one I posted in here. And it says, I was in an alley with like some old classmates, and it was like nobody I actually recognized. So like, I think my brain just like auto-generated some classmates, like The Sims or something. And I remember it being Fallout because there was just leaves falling everywhere. And everyone was showing these like old pictures from, supposedly our time in school, until we got to this one girl who was like, I don't have any pictures. I didn't really take pictures back then. I was like, what do you mean? I took a whole bunch of pictures of you back then. So I pulled them out. But then when we went to look at them, it cut to like a stylized movie of like her doing things when we were in middle school or high school or whenever it was. So once we got done watching this weird stylized like cut scene, we were still in the alley after that, but we were all talking and we decided that we needed to put a Sky Pirate crew together. And we decided we needed a Sky Pirate crew. And I look over to my classmates in this alley, and Jamie Lee Curtis is now one of them. And she just nods. She doesn't say anything. She just nods, like this nod of approval, like, yeah, I'll join. I'm into this. So we decide we have to go get a ship then.
We end up recruiting Damon Albarn on the way, like from Gorillas, and we go to this park and we start disassembling the playground because it is pirate ship shaped, and we're going to use that as the basis for our pirate ship. And at some point while we were taking that apart to build our pirate ship, somebody said something to me, so I followed them back to their house, and as we were walking to their house, it was winter, and they lived on this big snowy hill, and it was just snow everywhere, and the street was just lined with cars. And I was like, wow, it got really cold really quick. And then we walk into the house, and there was a Halloween party going on, and Jamie Lee Curtis is there once again. And she, yeah, like I said, she wasn't communicating. She was only nodding or shaking her head to communicate. And I remember I had this wig on, and people kept asking me if it was my real hair. And I looked over at Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like, was shaking her head no, like, mm-mm. And then I woke up because someone pulled my wig off. And then I woke up.
There you go.
Please, if somebody interprets
in the
dreams, please tell me what that means. Is it just Jamie Lee Curtis trying to advertise Activia to me? Like, what is happening here? Why am I having weird dreams? Yes.
That sounds like one of the most interesting 9/11s I've ever heard of.
Oh, no. I hadn't realized that I'd had that dream on 9/11. Yeah. Or I guess technically it was 9/10 because I posted that at 9:05 in the morning on 9/11. I immediately went there and was like, I cannot forget this weird Jamie Lee Curtis dream that I had.
Well, you know what they say, never forget.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a caller in the queue.
All right.
Hello, you're on with Strange Talk.
Hey.
Hi.
Good evening.
Do you have a story about a premonition or déjà vu? I was just talking about a very strange dream I had, if you've got a very strange dream as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I definitely have had déjà vu before.
Yeah.
Also with dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, I mean, they've like started when I was a kid, really. But I've always experienced strange stuff. And, you know, like Hat Man, like that type of stuff.
Nice.
But with déjà vu, it was kind of centered around school and like interacting in school interactions. Yeah, like kind of meant more what I would believe to be mundane things. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, like oddly enough, like one year my school actually moved. We moved from one location to another. So upon like reflection, I kind of think it was maybe like about the environment and like the physical place of moving, and maybe it's like associated with that. And something being picked up on like energy shifting. But I had this super weird dream that was way before we even moved. It was like probably, you know, months and months prior. It was before I knew that the school was moving, because it was a kind of last minute thing. And I had this dream where I'm walking up to this strange building and I'm going to school and I don't know where anything is, but I walk in and I figure it out, and I have the like classroom set up, and the classroom's weird because it's this giant room with like shelves kind of dividing it, and it was just really bizarre. And come to me starting junior high school, I get out of the car and we're at the new location. And as I'm walking down the sidewalk, I like start remembering this dream that I had, and I'm experiencing it in real time. And it's kind of just like outer body experience, which, did you experience that when you had déjà vu?
It's sort of not necessarily out of body, but sort of that feeling of things just feeling so surreal because you kind of know what's happening and you can't stop it. For me,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I was wondering if it was like the same type of experience where it was like, okay, I know that this specific thing is going to happen. Yeah, and it did, and like granted, you know, this is me going into junior high, and that can seem like pretty predictable, but mind you, it was 2 schools sharing a giant building.
Yeah.
So nothing was actually up to like a standard at that point. Everyone was just figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was handed a map and like to get to this classroom and I get to my homeroom and it has it's exactly as I dreamed it, a giant like array of shelves to divide a room so that one side could be English class and the other could be science.
Wow.
Like,
That is really cool.
yeah, it's
Then you
not
got a
anything
fancy
like-
tarp.
No fancy tarps, just a bunch of like huge shelves that were separating this giant room. And I had no idea, like, I just was walking along and going with it, and the whole time I'm just freaking out of like, oh my God, I had this dream. Like, this is what the dream was so that I wouldn't feel as nervous on my first day in this new environment. And that was like one of the days where, like, for me, like, strange phenomenon really clicked.
Yeah.
I had other things happen, but I didn't know that it could be like that mundane almost. Like, there was interest and like fascination in something seemingly mundane.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can even experience something weird when it comes to finding my homeroom, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of hopeful too, of being like, hey, let me show you, you know, what homeroom is going to look like.
Yeah, like, it's definitely interesting. I personally feel like deja vu has a lot to do with like alignment. You know, we talk about like certain realities or being in certain planes of existence, and I feel like deja vu is a sign from whatever the universe planes. I don't know. It could be from a sentient being, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you that you're like in that alignment of what you're supposed to experience.
Yeah. Creature,
Pretty interesting.
Creature, have I ever told you about how I learned to whistle?
No.
Okay, so scratch what I said before. The weirdest deja vu or premonition or whatever you want to call this I ever had was I learned to whistle through a dream. I had been trying to learn for like a year and I just could not figure it out. I was like, why isn't this working? And I had a dream that someone taught me how to whistle. And I woke up and I was like, what are the odds? Let me try that. And it worked. What they showed me in my dream worked. And that's how I learned to whistle, is I learned it through a dream, which is the weirdest possible.
So what you're saying is it's your fault we're in the timeline that we're in because you taught yourself how to whistle.
I don't know that I taught myself. Something taught me, but it came to me in a dream, which is the most beautifully ominous phrase.
What time of day were you whistling?
What was that?
What time of day were you whistling? Or did you learn how to whistle? Do you remember?
In my dream, it was daytime, and I was standing in my dad's driveway, and it was really bright and sunny out.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so
I was gonna say,
no whistling at night.
I was gonna say you had me thinking of some Navajo Dene stuff with the whistling. I learned how to whistle in a dream.
Yeah,
that's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, there are a lot of like indigenous like anthologies on not whistling at night.
Yes, so I'm glad that I was not taught to learn how to whistle at night in my dream. And I didn't try it until the morning either. So, yeah, I have no idea how, but that's how I learned to whistle.
Yeah. Can you whistle a little ditty for us?
Let me, I can't think of a song to whistle.
X-Files theme.
X-Files theme. Oh my God. Alignment.
Where did you get the message to call in at? I'm curious.
So I'm actually pals with one of the hosts here.
Ah.
You can take a guess which one, Creature. Yeah, I messaged a bunch of people being like, hey, we set up our call-in line if you have a story about deja vu or premonition. just to see who might have some fun stories. That's why I figured we'd pick a fun topic tonight.
Yeah, that's the like first memory I have about like significant deja vu, where I was like, oh, okay, this is a thing that I've experienced like in little bits before, but this was the first time where I could fully recognize in real time that it was happening.
Yeah.
When it comes to like premonitions, I don't know, I feel like they can be kind of interpreted a little bit different. Other than like clear visions, I feel like I've definitely experienced things where I've felt sensations, which I've talked to you about before.
Yeah.
Which I kind of feel, you know, maybe could be instinctive premonitions rather than a full vision. Yeah, there've been a lot of crazy coincidences where I could feel that something was going to happen before it happened.
Yeah.
And gotten out of some really almost tragic situations or survived them because of it.
Yeah.
So it's wild.
That is really wild. Do you practice dream interpretation at all?
A little bit, yeah. Just because of my like natural interest.
Yeah.
With like psychology and being raised by like a psychiatric nurse and like behavioral psychologist.
Yeah.
It like kind of naturally got passed down to me. But yeah, I like some Freud.
Yeah. I was I don't know if I told you about the dream I recently had about Jamie Lee Curtis. But that's what I was talking about before, right before you called. I'll give you the quick recap. Met some old classmates. We decided we were going to become sky pirates. Jamie Lee Curtis was there for some reason, and we were like, cool, we're going to go to this playground, dismantle the playground.
Final girl.
I don't know. She did not talk the whole time. She would only nod or shake her head. It was like current Jamie Lee Curtis too. She had the glasses on and the short, like silver hair. The seasons kept changing during my dream, and at the end, I ended up at this Halloween party, and someone pulled my wig off while Jamie Lee Curtis was shaking her head, and then I woke up. And it is
maybe it's because you needed more Activia.
That was exactly my reaction. I was like, what is this? Are they beaming Activia commercials right to my brain now?
You did leave out which mystical day it was on.
Yeah, I had this dream on 9/11, and as soon as I woke up at 9:05 in the morning, we have this running dream journal, and I immediately posted it in there so I can go back and find all my timestamps of when I had these weird dreams. I have another one in here of I was like on some competition show. It was like an acting show. And so I had to do this scene as an alien. So this makeup artist was like trying to do this alien makeup on me. And she was like smoking a cigarette in one of those long cigarette holders. And she just kept telling me, mauve and jade are your colors. Mauve and jade are your colors. While just putting glitter all over me. And I woke up and was like, I don't know what to make of that either. Yeah.
You were supposed to be a dancer.
I find that interesting, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think that could, like, that one I would read more into than the Jamie Lee.
Right. That one, I don't even know what to begin to read into that one. So while she was doing that, I did get to see one of the other people doing their, like, acting challenge thing, was doing this, like, fantasy drama scene. And there was some magic amulet. And when I looked closer at it, it was just straight up, like, 5 marbles wire wrapped together. And I was looking at it like, that's not like a real amulet. And then that's when I woke up. So that was the full dream.
I could psychoanalyze the like crap out of this dream. Okay.
Do you want to? Do you want to take a crack at it? Do you want to tell me
I'll gladly take a crack at it.
Please.
So as for the makeup in your dream and you getting your makeup done for this like big acting class, this performance, I think that's about masking. Mm-hmm. I think that's about how a voice maybe in your mind is telling you that you need to be more grounded given the colors that were being described of greens and jade.
Okay. Yeah.
About grounding yourself, but the fact that they look like glitter, I think that's how you mask yourself. To put on the show, be a mirror, be reflective, be bright, maybe be a little distracting. And talking about an amulet and you looking at it and seeing only like marbles on a string, I think that that's about one. There are a couple interpretations of that. I think lost marble that you have, but in a more like not fun and funny sense of maybe like a loss of imagination and like positivity.
Yeah, because I will say the girl that was acting in this was absolutely crushing it, but then I just looked down and was like, oh, they gave you like the cheapest looking amulet when you were just like killing this.
Yeah, I think it's kind of about maybe at the time that you were having this dream about you masking and not feeling like you were grounded in who you were and that you had something to kind of prove. And that's why you couldn't kind of get lost in the immersion of the actual act itself, was because you were focusing on the act of what you were presenting to yourself and to the everyday rather than the actual like grand performance.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
That would be like at least in the like for 5 minutes. That's what I would take away from that.
Right. Yeah. That's fun.
What is the significance of the haggard old like makeup artist like taking big drags on a cigarette? I'm curious about that aspect.
So I would say, well, given that it's like an older person, I would say that that's probably maybe like an old version of yourself that you see. Or it could be someone that you viewed as someone who was wise, or like maybe not even wise, because in your dream you didn't interpret that as like sage advice, but rather babbling. So maybe it could be someone that you view in the opposite, because I do think that there's interpretation there. But given that they're like smoking a cigarette in your face, and I know that you're not fond of that, I think that it's wise words coming from someone that maybe you wouldn't respect, and maybe that's an old version of yourself, or maybe that's someone that you know who's giving you unwarranted advice about masking and claiming to know the real you while making you up to be someone that you aren't.
To clarify, she was not old and haggard. She was just like that very like stereotypical like glamorous smoking a cigarette where it was like, darling, these are your colors, like that kind of thing. So not haggard, but very much.
To be glam. Well, then if you viewed her as glamorous, then I would kind of say that that's like a version of yourself that maybe you aspired to, or maybe that was your true self at the time, because I do think it was about masking and presenting who you were and versus what you were like, inner conflict, essentially.
Are my dreams trying to tell me something about hosting a radio show, maybe?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, part of hosting a radio show...
more glitter.
Yes, absolutely. Part of hosting a radio show is, masking. It's having to present. It's having to host.
Yeah.
Maybe my dream is trying to tell me that the show needs more glitter.
I approve.
But also, why am I picturing like exclusively Kate Bush being the one that's like doing like Hounds of Love Kate Bush?
Yes, I love Kate Bush.
See, the only music video I have a frame of reference for Kate Bush is Wuthering Heights.
Okay, which version? There's 2 versions of that music video, and that's important.
The ethereal one where she's prancing around.
The one in the red dress in the woods?
I mean, that checks out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that one's the best one.
Yeah.
Also, if you heard that noise, that was my bad. I may have hung a Scooby-Doo keychain from the mic stand, and I don't know why I did that, because I keep hitting it.
Well, all roads lead to Scooby-Doo.
It's true. Scooby-Doo, where are you?
I believe it was Plato that asked that, wasn't it?
Either Plato or Socrates. I don't remember which.
I was gonna say, I wish I could remember my dreams enough to like ask you to interpret them, but the only dreams I remember are so unpleasant that I really don't feel like it'd be a good fit for the vibe.
Yeah. I mean, my interest for like dream interpretation came from having night terrors after some like not fun trauma as a child, and then also like profession, and wanting to understand why I was having night terrors and what those could represent. Which in my case was not being mature enough to deal with trauma, one, and that manifesting in that way, because the subconscious is funny. And that's why I do think that there is some like actual, validity to dream interpretation, because I do think it kind of dials back most of the time to just undealt with trauma and repressed emotion.
Well, you and I have talked about this before. It's sort of how I view tarot reading as well, where kind of how you interpret it is kind of the important part. So if you are having dreams about, constantly being late to class, or the classic, like, you're naked in class dream, and you feel stressed about it, it's probably you're having a lot of stress from class. That makes sense. Yeah.
It like goes, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
There is a balance to things. There is a like shadow and a light to like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get into... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go on. I was going to ask if we can get into the psychology behind cheesemancy.
Tyromancy is the proper name.
Tyromancy.
Have you heard of tyromancy?
Tyromancy. Isn't that... You can correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't that something that could be considered pretty unbelievable?
You're entirely spot on there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
She's really good at this.
I'm glad I went for it.
I was like, are you about to say something completely off the wall of like, oh, isn't that this? And it was like something really strange. But no, you just absolutely nailed it. First try there. Oh, goodness.
Well, isn't cheese mostly calcium? Like, I don't know how science works, but I assume that's true. That's the same as reading bones, right?
You heard it here first. Reading cheese is the same as reading bones.
I mean, I feel like you can use any tool to be spiritual and to use as a like psychological metaphor and kind of like evaluation. I mean, actual psychologists will use toys. And there's various like properties, puzzles, pictures. I mean, like the ink blot test. Like, I think that there is like oddly, an actual like I get it in that sense. Like, I read tarot, and I've used the like "What do you mean?" game to read tarot before. It's just another tool, except that one happens to go really well with balsamic vinaigrette. And figs.
If you've ever done tea leaf reading, you don't have to do that with tea. You can do it with a can of SpaghettiOs if you try hard enough, and I have. I am a huge fan of using SpaghettiOs for witchcraft because I think it's really funny.
I mean, I was going to say, like, alphabet soup.
Alphabet soup would make even more sense, honestly.
See, to me, that's opening too many doors to some terrifying stuff.
Ooh.
I never...
Use alphabet soup as a talking board?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, how do you close a can of soup?
How do you close a can of soup?
You eat
You're
it.
supposed to,
You eat it. You just eat it at that point. You'd be like, all right,
You consume it.
by spirits, I'm going to eat the letters now.
Can I bring up the Patreon ideas, Alex?
Maybe let's wait on that since we haven't made any of that official yet.
Oh, I was just thinking about can I tell one of my ideas?
We can talk about what we're thinking to do, and people can tell us if they're interested in it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. I was thinking as a monthly reward, Alex is well versed in various forms of future reading. I feel like there's
Divination.
a better word. Thank you. Yeah, there's a not hillbilly word for it. Yeah.
Future reading.
And yeah, and I was thinking I'm not proficient in any of that, but if people would like, I can tell their future with a magic 8-ball.
Yes.
Ooh.
I do actually keep now a tiny cauldron-shaped magic 8-ball in my car because sometimes you can't make decisions while driving where you're like, should I stop at this gas station or wait for the next one? You just shake your little car magic 8-ball and it gives you an answer. And that is how we decided what gas stations to stop at on the way back from Mothman Fest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Highly recommend if you are as indecisive as I am.
I found one that looks like an eyeball, and I thought that was pretty sick.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what would, random suggestion, what if there was an ST Magic 8-ball online?
Ooh. Like a virtual magic 8-ball?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
I like that.
I'd have to think on how to make that, but I think that is possible.
You could come up with some real creative future readings
Oh,
there.
yeah. I actually want to make, you remember those fortune tellers that we used to make as a kid that you would fold?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know what the technical...
I was Post-its at work today.
See, I want to make us a strange talk one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how to go about that yet, but I loved those so much as a kid, and I'm like, why don't I play with those more as an adult? Because that would be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to make a strange talk one at some point, and then just make it so people can print them off and fold them. But I have to remember how to make those because I don't remember how to fold them. I used to be so good at it as a kid, but it's one of those skills you lose if you're not using it.
It's that and drawing.
Yeah, luckily that one I've kept up with, but not so much the folding things. Any of the, like, I don't know if it would be called patty cake. Any of those, like, song things. Like, I don't remember any of those from back in the day. I remember the words, but not.
Yeah, like the, like, children's rhymes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember those, but yeah. It's weird, the things that you remember from childhood.
You see, why are those always the things that are the most unsettling to us?
Because they're mostly based from, like, European horrors.
Yeah, and also
Straight up horrors.
Kids are weird and creepy, honestly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, my favorite TV show as a kid was Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I don't know how my parents didn't look at that and go, what is wrong with you?
It was the 90s.
Yeah. And then I guess in the early 2000s, there was worse stuff going on, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That's, what a magical time to be alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had Rocco's Modern Life.
Also a super weird show that was very fun and very strange.
Or like Real Monsters. Do you remember that one?
I loved that show.
Loved Real Monsters.
One guy,
I loved that one.
The one guy that would walk around with his eyeballs in his hands, like not in them, like just holding them. And
Yep.
then the stripey goth candy
Crumb.
cane lady. Yeah. I don't remember any of their names.
Oh, I got actually
I
got
like
figures of
Jimbo.
both of those characters right here.
Nice.
Oblina was the candy cane one.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
And then-
my fave was Zimbo because Tim Curry, voiced Zimbo.
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, Zimbo had some extra flair.
That's wild.
And Icarus, I think, was the other one, right? The goblin dude.
Yeah.
How did any of that get approved and pass censors? Like, I don't think they would air that stuff today.
Oh, definitely not.
Then again, Animaniacs had really some raunchy jokes in there that made it past the censors somehow. So, goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I was gonna say, you know what hits those good childhood memories though, that I think maybe helped all of us become the people we are,
What?
is Unsolved Mysteries, my favorite childhood show.
Unsolved Mysteries.
I still, to this day, I will watch an episode and get to the end and be like, what do you mean there's not an answer? What do you mean it's unsolved? Because I want an
You
answer.
just hop on Google.
Well, some of them get updated later, but some of them don't, and they just remain a mystery forever, and I can't handle that.
Well, one thing I've learned is they've only gotten updated to a certain point, and then I think the rights holder stopped caring.
Yeah.
Because I've seen one or two that were like unsolved. I looked it up, like, oh no, there's like a full confession and everything, like 20, 30 years later. So I thank God for Google, I guess. Did they try to remake that?
They are. No, they're still making episodes.
It's actually the like first season I really enjoyed. It was pretty good.
Check the rest.
Yeah, I mean, like Unsolved Mysteries, I think of like Circleville, like the Circleville writer.
I'm not familiar with Circleville.
Yeah, I don't.
So like growing up in the Midwest, it was a thing. It was a whole thing.
Huh.
They is that like a show or?
No. So in Circleville, Ohio, where my home state, there were in like, I think in the 70s, like mid 70s, people just started randomly getting strange letters that had super personal details about their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first major incident of like something like that happening.
Yeah, I know the Stephen King story based off that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I remember that, you know, even being relevant when I was a kid and hearing about it. But they did an episode on it. I think they revisited it a few times.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. Yeah, they no, there was a Stephen King story about that I thought was pretty good. I believe at the end of the King story, they found out who was responsible for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little old lady that thought it was pretty cool to do that to her neighbors.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty good stuff. That's terrifying though.
Yeah.
I've always God, just imagine that. That'd be so like yikes.
Mhm.
That's why I live off grid in a little cabin.
That's why some days I dream about going out into the woods and just becoming one with the moss.
He's just one with the mom.
Becoming a cryptid of your own.
Yeah, I think all people that work in IT feel that way. We deal with computers so much that when we are not working. We just want to become one with the earth, whether that means literally or figuratively.
One with the jade, as the makeup artist says.
Just mauve and jade, they're your colors.
Yeah, exactly. I knew what she was talking about all this time.
I've genuinely been thinking about that since then, where I'm like, why mauve and jade? That is such, like, they're oddly specific, and I do like those colors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why your brain latched onto them, because you like those colors.
They're not, like, my favorite, though.
Oh, but here's the thing. Is it that they that your brain registers them on a level that your conscious mind doesn't? Do they have some significance?
Not any that I can think of. But,
Did
you know, maybe it's not.
Dream
Maybe
of being a jade thief?
Maybe I'm just not ready for that knowledge yet. Maybe it will reveal itself in time, and I'll have to do an update on here about. I figured out what the mauve and the jade means.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that first color is. I'm going to be real honest.
Mauve, it's like it's a really pretty color. It's kind of like a purplish pink.
Yeah, it's kind of like how would you describe? So
I guess it's more of a pinkish purple. It's
kind of like have you seen, like, do you know what wisteria flowers are?
No.
Oh, well.
We're way out of my wheelhouse right now.
They're kind of like, it's close, I would say, to like lavender almost. But more pink.
Okay.
But like
okay.
If you mixed lavender with a light pink and then just made it like it's a very like dusty color too.
Yeah, it's a dusty lavender.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that your brain latched on like two, like, I guess oddly kind of earth tone-ish ethereal colors, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because that's like not normally my colors at all. So maybe my brain's just trying to give me fashion advice.
Well, it could be that, or like the stone, like jade.
Yeah.
If you get into crystals and like spiritual meaning, jade's supposed to be, because like jade is like a pretty like anciently involved crystals and like various cultures and like organized religions and beliefs, especially in the East, but it's supposed to like signify like wisdom, tranquility, and opportunity and balance. So, you know, maybe it could be on that side of things, you know, of those things.
I looked up what the color mauve is supposed to symbolize, and it says mauve gives off feelings of romance, sentimentality, youth, and nostalgia. And it's often associated with decadence.
Ooh.
So I feel like those are both very like decadent colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one's a literal gemstone, isn't it? That's pretty decadent.
Yeah. Interesting.
What is the spiritual significance of jade?
Jade is it's often associated with like the heart chakra. So it's also sort of related to compassion and love, as well as prosperity and good luck, because obviously it's a green color, and so green has to mean that. But yeah.
What if you dream about gravel? What does that say about you?
Dreaming about gravel?
Yeah.
I would say probably.
Are you like eating it, or are you just like in your dreams in general?
You're just seeing gravel or experiencing it in like some visceral way.
I'm just vibing with the gravel, staring down at it. It's staring back into me. Just living life.
Okay.
I would say that. Well, gravel is the place that usually is like laid down, for, I think of like parking lots and cars off the beaten path.
Yeah.
So I see it as like a rest before adventure, or rest before experiencing something. That would be like interpretation.
I would also think just because gravel is so like it's like rocky and slippery. I think for me it would also be sort of like a tread carefully in some ways.
Yeah. Kind of, I would say it's like similar to almost like the hermit in tarot of like gather your bearings before you continue with whatever you're going to experience.
Yeah. I think that's a good interpretation.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You guys are very well versed. Mm-hmm.
We're also already at the end of the show. When did this happen? We did not mean to keep you this long, but thank you for calling us and joining us and talking to us about tarot and premonitions and SpaghettiOs and gravel.
Yeah.
All the important things in life.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All the major points.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and sign off from Strange Talk for the night. That was a quick one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good night.
And good luck.